everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the 48-inch monitor, the FO48U from Aorus. So let's jump straight in. The FO48U is a 120Hz 4K OLED monitor that offers a 1 millisecond response time and HDR10. Again, like the FV43U review, which is linked in the description of this video, we're going to show you how it performs as a tactical gaming monitor, as well as share our experiences watching movies and the audio test. Now it's time to take a look at what's in the box. As this is a review unit, the box may look a little different for you guys, but it will come with power, HDMI 2.1 plus USB and mini display cables. It also comes with the stand and included is a remote. Again, the design and setup is similar to the FV43U and it's super easy to slot the legs and screw into place. Just make sure you have a screwdriver when you're setting it up. For the purpose of this review, we have set the FO unit up so we can test this Series X, S, and the PS5. It's going to be moving a little later in this video to my desk to test PC gaming, so stay tuned. The design of the 48-inch monitor is sleek and reasonably thin, coming in at 43mm without the stand. I love the back panel, which isn't RGB like the FI unit, but it does have the logo and a combination of matte and gloss finishes. The design is similar to the other Aorus monitors and the bezel is super thin and the FO comes in at a net weight of 15 kilos. Also, if the legs aren't for you, it can be wall mounted. Now on the back side of the FO48U are a number of ports, which are, on the left side is where you'll find the line-in audio jack, 2 HDMI 2.1 ports, DisplayPort 1.4, USB-C port, USB upstream port, and 2 USB 3 ports. On the right side is the ACN. One feature that I've loved from the Aorus range is that they come with a remote control, making it super handy to control the display. The controller is basic, but it's all you need. With a simple click, you can change the picture mode to your preference, adjust the volume, and change the input. Simple and effective. The display can also be controlled by the toggle on the bottom center of the bezel, which is the same design for the FV and FI monitors. The Aorus settings menu has 4 sections: gaming, picture, display, and picture-in-picture. Now, I was asked if picture-in-picture can run 4 sources at once, but I was only able to perform 2 at one time. Under the dashboard controls, you can access Game Assist, which I find helpful for competitive gaming when playing Warzone, so you can add a timer, counter, refresh rate, and show the screen's info. Personally, a great addition which I use is of course adding crosshair and the ability to adjust display alignment. I find this super helpful across all of the monitors I've reviewed from Aorus. The latest Aorus FO48U 4K gaming monitor has an OLED panel with low input lag. Now, what will the OLED panel offer you over others? Not only is it thin because it doesn't require a backlight, it's also more efficient. The OLED model in all testing did give us deep blacks and very rich and high contrast colors. The size of the panel is 47.53 inches with a resolution of 3840 by 2160. The OLED panel also allows for a wider viewing angle, and I enjoyed watching movies and playing games from the sides and front during our testing period. It does come with anti-reflection, but at times in our room, due to the shelving and lighting, I did notice on some angles a reflection. Straight on, it wasn't noticeable at all. One really important panel feature to mention is of course the low input lag, which might be a deciding factor of choosing a 4K TV or gaming monitor. Now you ask, what is this? Less input lag means that the graphics will display quicker in comparison to a TV, which means less delays. It's pretty impressive. The FO48U has a 1 millisecond response time and 120Hz refresh rate. So those console gamers out there, you can take full advantage of variable refresh rates and auto low latency mode. Trust me, you'll be impressed. During our testing, I have been utilizing the HDMI 2.1 ports and playing a lot of PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S, and I just can't fault it. The FO48U comes with FreeSync, but it will work with GSync for those of you that may have that question. The panel is 10-bit and the screen supports an incredible 98% of DCI-P3 color space and 130% of sRGB color space. The FO monitor has a number of settings that you can choose. We again, out of the box, enjoyed mostly playing in HDR game mode, but if you wish to make any changes, you can save additional preferences in the menu. In this test, we set up Call of Duty Vanguard on the PlayStation 5. I turned off HDR in the menu and then went through the SDR picture mode settings. There is standard, arcade, FPS, RTS RPG, movie, reader, sRGB, vivid, custom slots, and green. Now for this test, I've turned back on HDR with the PlayStation 5 menu, and I'm going to run through the HDR picture mode settings. The HDR options are HDR, HDR Game, HDR Vivid, and HDR HLG. Creating this review, we have had around 3 weeks with the FO48U, and I wanted to utilize those HDMI 2.1 ports by testing next-gen consoles and some of the latest games that have just come out. So let's jump straight into those tests. Testing the PS5, we played Call of Duty Vanguard at both 60 and 120 frames. Personally, I felt the game performed exceptionally well at 120. It was extremely smooth, and with the addition of the crosshair, it felt really competitive. Next, we tested Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection, which was just released. This we tested in both 60 and 120, but I felt it looked better in 60 frames using the HDR game setting. Both being shooters, I felt was a great example to show how quick the response time is on this display, and it was incredibly fun to play both of these titles. On the Series X, I jumped into Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I chose this specifically as this is a much darker game. Overall, the picture quality and gameplay was smooth at 60 frames, and the game was exceptionally clear and bright. Forza just looked incredible. I'm actually continuing through the story as I review this monitor. The graphics just pop on the OLED panel. On the Series S, I loaded into Halo Infinite, and Halo looked amazing along with Flight Sim, to showcase what this little console can do when paired with such an amazing OLED display. Now this, out of all of the tests, was the most impressive. The settings and OLED display with the upscaled 4K for the Series S looked absolutely incredible. Jaw-dropping good. Next-gen gaming on this display is impressive. It's quick, the graphics look amazing, and with the high resolution each title tested really immersed me in the world. God of War on PC was a dream to play, and the high frames paired with the OLED, I could actually see different reactions to the characters in scenes I've played a number of times. I've not seen this game look so good on any display I've tested before across the PS4, PS5, and now PC, with this game paired with the FO48U. The dynamic color range was also exceptional, and I only wish I had this monitor a little longer so I could go through and complete a playthrough of this game. When testing, I did prefer HDR game again straight out of the box, but I do love the fact that you can make adjustments to the black equalizer. I have done this a number of times playing COD on all Aorus monitors I've tested. The display gives such an amazing picture, it's hard to show just what the games look like on camera, but in both HDR and SDR settings, it's impressive out of the box. Another handy feature of the FO48U is that it has a built-in KVM switching capability. This allows you to connect one keyboard and mouse to the display and switch between them seamlessly. A quick instruction on how to do this is in the description of this video. Being a monitor, the FO48U isn't going to come out of the box with a casting feature nor smart apps, but this is not an issue at all. Remembering that all of the devices I've connected have had them installed like Disney, Netflix, etc. Now let's talk about how it performed. Over the 3 weeks of testing the FO, we watched a number of 4K Ultra HD movies, and I wanted to say that the picture quality was okay, and I do like the fact you have a number of choices to cycle through. HDR seemed to be both of our preference, but in SDR mode you can see the movie setting is quite saturated in color. For the most part, when testing the display, we always opted for HDR game mode, and on the odd occasion, I really like the picture that HDR Vivid provides. All in all, again, this will come down to personal preference, but I do feel that this is one of the best gaming monitors, and perhaps not the best if compared to the FV43U for watching movies and shows. The Aorus monitor also comes with two 15-watt speakers positioned under the grille on the bottom of the bezel. Now these have given off some great audio in this space, but they're not as loud as the FV43U. Is it a deal breaker? Well, no. I'd probably just suggest, if you would like louder audio, to hook them up to some speakers. Now for the sound test as we run through each mode. FO48U in Australia is retailing for $18.99, and at the time of editing this video, there is a slight discount off that price. So if you are keen to check out more information or pick one up, there are links in the description of this video. Now, this is the very first OLED monitor I've ever used, and it is really impressive. As I stated when talking about the deep blacks and rich vibrant colors, this display offers a lot. The pricing on this screen is very competitive with OLED TVs on the market, but what makes this one to consider is, of course, its low input lag. As we've tested a number of Aorus displays, I can confirm that although each offered something slightly different, they all are excellent quality. What Aorus offer with the FO48U is an excellent OLED panel, which has a super wide color gamut, 1 millisecond response time, 120 Hz, and it's a great size while remaining super thin. The FO also offers low input lag, and with console gaming, as we tested it across the board, it was an absolute dream to play the Xbox Series S, X, and PS5. Halo Infinite on the Series S was an absolute standout, and so was Uncharted 4 Remastered at 60 frames. The other great features included is the OSD sidekick and dashboard, along with the black equalizer, which I again found I used more with competitive gaming on Warzone. In our experience after testing the FO48U for a number of weeks with both next-gen and PC gaming, it's always been an exceptional experience. I definitely recommend checking out this display if you're looking for a 4K OLED monitor that's perfect for gaming. This display offers so much, and it's such a great size for smaller spaces and a large space like we've shot in today. And I think everyone would be super impressed with how good the Aorus FO48U is. Thanks for watching.